It's always about the next deal. It's always about looking into the future and chasing this future, but bankrupting the present moment. You say it's about family, but show me your calendar. You say it's to live a great life. Like, one of the biggest questions I ask people is, okay, so why are you full-time investing now? Like, why are you an entrepreneur now? Like, what brought you here? And they'll say, time freedom over who I get to work with, and where I get to work, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, so how's that working out for you?
Yeah. Wow, that was intense. This was one of my favorite videos I've ever made so far. I brought on my personal life coach, Oliver Manalese, and we talked about some real shit. I told you guys in 2019 that I'd be opening up a lot more, kind of exposing myself and the real estate investing industry, that we're so obsessed with the future that we're bankrupting the present moment. One of my favorite things Oliver said, we're focusing so much on cash flow. I want to be rich. I want freedom in my life, even though we're working 60, 70, 80, maybe 100 hours a week, working way more than everybody else out there, working their 9 to 5, which we kind of make fun of, or the last thing we would ever do, right, is work a 9 to 5, even though we're working harder than all of them. We're still making more money than them, but we're working way harder, and our quality of life is going way, way down. So stay tuned, because we talk about some real stuff in this video, and you're gonna learn a lot about me as well. See you soon. What's up, Fruitful Investors? I'm here with a great guest, Oliver Manalese, who has an awesome story about how he started off in real estate, how things started to change. He's also my personal life coach and performance coach, teaching me a lot of great wisdom about how to enjoy life and realize that it's more than just real estate. That's the point of this video I really want to talk a lot about, is that we all think it's about cash flow, analyzing deals, get rich, get wealthy, which is cool. That allows us to do the things we want to do, but there's way more going on about life than just real estate. So Oliver, why don't you share your story about how you started off, where you are now, because I think it'll help, hopefully, a lot of people watching this video.
Yeah, thank you, Matt, for the opportunity. It's a true honor. I think it's such an important conversation for us to have. When it comes to my story, I was really inspired at a very young age to pursue real estate investing. And this was literally 18 years old. And I started to take all the necessary steps to build myself up to the point where I was ready to go full throttle, go full time as a real estate investor. And one of the things that I really focused on was the rent to own strategy, which I just really loved at the time. And I just saw that there's so many win-win opportunities by doing it. I felt like I was making a contribution. And by the age of 23, it's when I officially launched that company. And we had about 4 joint venture properties, and we were doing about 20 deals every single year that we were packaging and then selling to other investors.
It's a lot of deals.
And at that, it was, especially when I look back now and thinking of how young I was. Yeah. It's a little intense to be working at that pace at that young age. I did have support. I had mentors. I had people that I partnered with. We didn't do it completely on our own, but the thing that was so powerful about it was, we were creating at that time 50% ROI a year, 30% ROI a year, which, it's kind of unheard of. Yeah. And we were kind of like just really breaking through. This was like 2009. So blogging and YouTubes and being very transparent and sharing the behind the scenes wasn't as popular as it is now.
Definitely.
But we did do that, and it helped us gain a lot of awareness. Yeah. And we got some progress. We built our brand. People knew who we were, but we hit a roadblock. Yeah. And I've only really started sharing about this recently. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you, but there was like about 7 complaints filed against me by the Real Estate Council of Ontario. Because I'm a realtor and I was operating this corporation. So I was making commissions and I was selling these investment deals, and there's a lot of reasons why you would question that. If you are, I see why they were worried about it. But this situation, like, it really challenged me. It really broke me down, because I was like, I want to make this right. And in the end, they didn't find anything to charge me with. They didn't find anything wrong with what I was doing. but it had me reflect a lot. So I had all this time and space to look at what the last 6 months or 12 months of the business was. And I realized that there was really something missing for me. And for me, I looked at it and it was so much about, we need to do more deals, more partners, more clients, more properties, more ROI, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
Yeah.
And I lost the passion. I lost the creativity, feeling like I was making a contribution, that I was doing something creative. And I almost didn't let myself realize that that was happening underneath the surface for those 6 to 12 months. But because of this break, where I said, I'm going to pause, make sure everything is on the, on the up and up with Rico and in my business, I'm going to pause. It had me reflect. And during that reflection, I just realized how inauthentic this business became. And it was not aligned with who I was anymore. And I'm so much about being in aligned with my true values. I feel like success to me is really whatever goal you want to achieve it, but do it in alignment with your values. And this wasn't. So it was only a matter of time that I began to unravel that business, close it down, and got into the work that I'm doing right now.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You say align your real estate or your job with your values. That's something I say all the time on this channel. You guys know that if you watch. So it's interesting. You probably know why we work together. But it is. A lot of investors aren't aligning their investment strategies with their values. It's just all about the cash flow. I got to go here, get the deals, get the money. And they find themselves too busy. Their life starts getting hurt in certain ways or in certain areas with their wife or spouse or their kids, whatever areas. So it's very interesting that you say that. So what do you find as a coach, because you coach a lot of real estate investors, what's like the biggest problem or things people are going through the most that you find?
I think one of the biggest challenges that I find with the people that I get to work with who are entrepreneurs, and I actually work with a lot of people who are investors, who are in the real estate business in some capacity, and perhaps because of my background and just the community that I've just developed over so many years. One of the biggest challenges, always wanting more.
Yeah.
And it's always about the next deal. It's always about looking into the future and chasing this future, but bankrupting the present moment. Like sacrificing the health, well-being. You say it's about family, but show me your calendar. Yeah. Are you spending time with your family? You say it's to live a great life. Like one of the biggest questions I ask people is, okay, so why are you full-time investing now? Like why are you an entrepreneur now? Like what brought you here? And they'll say time freedom over who I get to work with, and where I get to work, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, so how's that working out for you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm working 60 hours a week and, I'm working nonstop and I'm always available. I'm always answering the phone. I'm constantly, checking my emails and I'm always on the edge. I'm like, okay, so you went into this for freedom and you're not even giving yourself an ounce of that freedom. What makes you think that in the future you will give it to yourself if right now you continue to train yourself and condition yourself at the present moment that this moment doesn't matter, that it's invalid, that you diminish it, you bankrupt it for the future, and you don't even know if the future will come.
Exactly. Yep. It's funny because this is the exact stuff you're helping me work on, and I want to be super open with you guys. You know that I said in 2019 I want to open up, show you what's actually going on behind my life. Yeah, we're getting lots of deals, we're making lots of money in real estate. That's cool, but this is the kind of things I struggle with. So it might look like, everything's all good. We're traveling the world, which is great. Life is amazing. I'm not complaining. Life's getting way better, but there's still some personal stuff going on in my head of more deals, more pressure, do better. I am working 40, 60 hours a week, 60 plus easily. You should be doing more though. I should be doing 80 hours a week. I should be doing 100 hours a week because Gary Vaynerchuk told me I should. Grant Cardone told me I should, etc. Right? So it's changing the perspective of why don't we enjoy the life we have now, and maybe it'll all work out, which it often does. So if you just relax a bit and just keep going, it'll work out. But if you just keep pushing yourself, keep grinding, that's gonna wear you out a lot. That's kind of the stage where I'm at for the past couple of years. It's just like I'm burnt out, man. Like just putting so much content, so much energy into branding and building my business and buying more properties, which is cool, but you gotta slow down and relax and enjoy the process as well.
And it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious circle. Like work hard, overwork, burn out, take weeks to recover, to come back, and then go back and do your work. And there's so much that we can do And there's so much information, so many tools, so many very simple insights to help us get a handle on it, to manage it. And what I find is even just taking a step back and implementing some of these things, the people that I work with, they might end up reducing how much they work because they work more efficiently, or just the fact that they can perform at such a higher level, even though they still work the 50 or 60 hours a week, their output is so much higher.
Definitely.
Because they have, you know, like the way I see it is there's a part of life that's a game, and over there is more important than here. So you got to play the game so you can get over there. But then there's the other part, which is just the living, where, I mean, if you're watching this, look around you. We have everything we need.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you're fed, there's gas in your car, you woke up this morning and not 6 feet under the ground. Like, you have everything you need right now. And if you don't, like, one of my favorite quotes from Socrates is, if you're not contented with what you have, you will never be contented with the things you would like to have.
100%. Yeah, and that's the message I really want to send in this video is a lot of people, you know, shit on themselves for not having more deals. You know, I only have one property. I only have 2 properties. I suck. You know, if you don't fix that kind of soon, that's just going to keep going, because that's kind of the things that I struggle with. And a lot of people I know who are absolutely crushing in real estate, we're saying the same shit in our head. You know, I'm up to 23 properties. I'm like, yo, I'm a piece of shit. I should have 40 because this dude over there has 50. Like, it's just the pressure we put on ourselves. And like I said, I want to be more real in 2019. And, you know, getting this kind of advice hopefully helps, because it is important to crush goals, buy more real estate so we can have the money to do the things we want to do, but you also want to have a good life in the process. Good friendships with your friends, good body, good diet, etc. It's a whole life picture rather than just money. I need more money.
Is it okay if we share 2 or 3 really potent ones I think would help with
100%.
that?
Let's get real.
Because, you know, if we are going to constantly chase, and that's necessary, it's human nature to want to aspire for more, to grow. So, you know, you can't renounce that unless you really do want to be a monk. Right? So I know we talked about that before, but really there's a couple of major things. I think the first thing is just well-being. Like, create a context in your life that is about well-being. Well, how does this relate to my well-being? How does this impact my well-being? And the simplest way I've found to do that is with a simple checklist. It's the well-being checklist. These are 10 things that are in your power. I'm all about what is in my power right now. If I meditate and read and go for a walk and cuddle with my pet or my lover, and I take the time to laugh today, it could be very simple things, but what provides me with well-being? And you know, the saying is, if you don't measure it, you're not going to manage it, you're not going to improve it. So you measure every day, here's the things, I'm going to check mark the things that are providing me with well-being, just so you can make it a point. You're making it a commitment. Okay, every day I'm focusing on well-being. And what you'll notice is that you'll have a new sense of energy, a new sense of resourcefulness and aliveness. So I'd say the first thing is practice well-being every day, because you can experience that right now. Success is going to be tomorrow. Don't have power over that. It's tomorrow. The next thing I would say is integrity. Like, so for me, I find that the clients that I work with who are sacrificing their values, like who they are, they're operating in spite of their well-being. They're operating in spite or in sacrifice of their values, is because of a lack of integrity. And integrity, not like moral integrity, that's a whole other conversation. But integrity as in, things only work when they have integrity. Like the spokes of a wheel. If the wheel's dented or there's spokes taken away from the wheel, it'll get you to where you want to go, but not perform at the top level. So if you have all the spokes, the wheel is perfectly sound, it's whole, it's complete, it's unbroken, it'll perform to the highest capability. And I think human beings are the same way. When you have integrity, personal integrity, you operate at a whole other level. So this is what I would do. Get out a piece of paper, and you're going to take this paper around with you everywhere. You write down all the things that are out of integrity, all the messes, all the piles, all the things that you need to clean up about your life that you know they're weighing on you. You can think about them emotionally, mentally, they're there. And just work on crossing those things out. Cross those things out, cross those things out. And my coach told me, if you're not getting the results that you want, check your integrity. I would find that it'd be in a roadblock and nothing would be happening, and he'd say that, and I'd look back and I'm like, oh, there's this call that I was supposed to take care of, you know, these piles of receipts I got to organize, and these things I got to return to the store, like really, like this bill I got to pay, stupid little things, like tiny little things, even big things, but just take care of as much as possible. And literally, I have personal examples, I have
Yeah.
client examples that sometimes within 24, 48 hours,
Yeah.
that result that you've been so attached to
Yeah.
shows up.
For
Like
sure.
like it shows up because you let go of it and you just focused on, you know, let me get back into wholeness. Let me come
Yeah.
back to the place of wholeness for myself, and those results are showing up. So I would say those are two really powerful things
Yeah.
that you can do right now, like today.
Yeah, and that check integrity thing, you said that to me. So your coach passed it on, you passed it to me. That was like a game changer when you told me that. Like that's literally all I think about whenever I do anything now is check my integrity. Am I doing what I said I was going to do? Am I doing it to the best I can do it? Is my life full? Which is why now, like, I'm talking a lot about, it's not just about real estate. You know, as I always say, you are not a real estate investor. You do real estate investing to live the life you want, travel the world, spend time with your kids, whatever it is. You are not a real estate investor. Your life isn't about getting deals. You know, your measure of worth as a human isn't about how many deals do you have or how much money are you making. You just do those things to live a full life, which is what everybody wants, right? All these investors who have a lot of money, a lot of them might not live the best life, right? There's problems going on. Maybe they're sacrificing their friendships or family life for money or other areas of their life. And you don't even know that because on social media, it looks all good. Everything is all good, which I'm guilty of as well. We all are. But this is why I'm trying to be more real, you know, going forward in 2019. So that check integrity thing is super important.
I want to ask you, the more in integrity you've become,
Yeah.
and the more you've committed to your well-being, has that had an effect on how well you perform and how well you show up? Like, has it changed anything?
Yeah, it's definitely getting there. Like, we've only been working a couple of months, and it's already improving way more in terms of. I've always been obsessed with health. You guys obviously know that, so I'm called the Fruitful Investor. But my gym schedule is like rigid now. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. I'm not doing anything else. That's gym time. I won't show you properties during that time. If I tell you I can't make it, that's why. I won't tell you I'm going to the gym. I'll tell you because I have an appointment booked.
Now they'll know.
Yeah, now they'll know. But it's, you know, taking care of me first so that I can perform, so that I can be the best for you guys, my partners and my clients. And it's changing everything. It's rippling out to other areas of my life now too. So even just not the gym, but also just taking more time to meditate or more time for myself, to center myself, to go to the spa more, to get more massages, right? Which is a benefit from real estate investing, but it's about checking myself first, getting me right, making sure I'm good so that I can perform better in real estate.
And that's the thing, right? Like, we all need to kind of consider what becomes possible if in my day-to-day life I actually feel more alive.
Yeah.
I feel more alive because I'm in integrity, I'm cleaning things up, and I'm honoring my word, I'm keeping my word, and I'm also taking care of my physical health, my emotional health, my mental health on a day-to-day basis, and I'm living my commitment. I'm acting like a person who cares about themselves. If you are more alive, how do you think that affects the growth of your business, performing in your business, being present in your family, with your relationships, with your lover, all of these things? I think, you know, they all work kind of hand in hand, very, very beautifully, very holistically. And I think you're starting to see like how that does start to lift things up. Like you're a little bit lighter,
For sure.
you're a little bit faster, a little bit more powerful.
Definitely. And it's not sacrificing. Like a lot of real or investors will sacrifice to get the money. They'll sacrifice their life. They'll go away from their family every night to a networking meeting to hopefully learn something. But it's like you're just wasting time. You're just sacrificing for the wrong stuff, trying to get it for the wrong reason. I want more money. I need more deals, etc. But you're not living in line with your values. You know, do you even need that much money that you're trying to go for? Is it in line with who you are or what you need? So again, check your integrity. Check what's right for you. Any other tips of wisdom?
I think for the people, like, if you are listening to this and if you're watching this, I think the big thing that we need to kind of wrap our heads around is, you know, your investments, your properties, your business, the ups and downs of it are very external.
Yeah.
Like that, those are circumstantial. And it's valuable to do what you can to modify and improve and level up your circumstances.
Yeah.
But this is what I want you to imagine. If who you're being in the face of those circumstances isn't transformed, no new amount of property or deals or success is going to shift what's happening inside. So if you feel like I'm a piece of shit, I'm not doing enough, I'm not enough, I don't deserve it, if that is still there, no like growth in your portfolio or your revenue, your profits is gonna make a difference in that. It'll lessen some of the stress.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we all need to realize that there's a relationship that we have with ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're not necessarily aware about the relationship that we have with ourselves. And one of the best things we can all do is to spend some more time with ourselves.
For sure.
And reimagining what our experience of ourself actually is. So I like to do that with solo dates. I like to do that with meditation and retreats. Because you could say, oh, I know myself. I know my favorite color, my favorite band. I know my favorite food. That's really intellectual.
Yeah.
But what's the experience like when you're with yourself? Yeah. You're with yourself, sitting, you're by yourself, you're at a restaurant, you're going for a walk, whatever, and you just notice the thoughts. You notice the thoughts. If those words do come up, like, who am I? How dare I? Like, I'm a piece of shit. Like, I'm self-hatred. Like, if that starts coming up, then you start to really become aware of what your self is actually up to, what your mind is actually up to.
Yeah.
And if you're not aware, you can't change it.
Yeah.
But the more aware you are, you give yourself the space for the invisible of that to become visible. Well, now you have something to work with. So I'd say create some space, go on some solo dates by yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
So that you can improve that relationship with yourself. So that when the circumstances rise up and you start to rise up, now all of a sudden you're aligned.
Yeah, for sure. Those are great tips, guys. So we just shot like an hour and a half podcast, hour and 20 minutes or whatever on Oliver's podcast. So we've been speaking for like a long time. So probably time to wrap this up. Those are some great, awesome tips. Where can these investors find you if they need your help?
Yeah, I'm pretty active on Facebook and Instagram. You just find me, Oliver Manalese. You can go to my website, olivermanalese.com. The podcast is just the Oliver Manalese Show, so you can find that in all different areas. The interview with Matt, with the Fruitful Investor himself, is going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks, which I'm really stoked about.
And we went really deep, guys. So if you want to know a lot of shit that's going on in my life, go check out that podcast. I gave a lot. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
I'm excited. So thanks for being on here. I hope it helped. You guys learned some great tips about how to improve your life. It's not just all about real estate. It's not just about making money. That helps us do the things we want to do, but don't just be obsessed with making money and doing deals. That's not a good thing to do. So I hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click like right below. And to find out more about how to get my books, my courses, also check those out below. I'll see you in the next video.